Our innovations in Africa have been taken away by people who modify them and return them to us in another format and own them. When is Africa going to wake up to protect its innovations? Safaricom was one of the most outstanding and still the most outstanding innovation that Africa has ever seen and displayed to the international community. But when you get Safaricom, when you mutilate it, cut it to pieces, turn it into localized mechanism, somebody in Europe will turn it into a big agency and return to sell the same product to us in an organized manner. Why is Africa not organized? Why don't we change our banking laws? Why do we still think of monopoly and the dominance? Yet in Europe, the dominance and the monopoly has been working very well because of a social contract. Does Africa have a social contract? Why is it that China 40 years ago had no social contract? But it went back and built a social contract that China today lends us money, and yet it had one rice scheme in Uganda called Kibimba Rice Scheme, which was feeding millions and millions of Chinese together with Ugandans half. Are we people of our own senses? We cannot manage banks. People draw billions and billions of shillings out of banks in a day undetected. People lose money into the systems that we have today. There's bank fraud on the digital platforms. And yet we want not to strengthen the institutions that we have, but to make institutions, to grow them, to create jobs for other people on a higher quality, higher basis, without looking at the lower base of our people. Why are we creating positions by separating M-Pesa from Safaricom? Yet we can take Safaricom as it is, as a corporate entity with its subsidiaries, create a better African innovation. I submit, therefore, that Africa needs to look at its laws, some of them which they inherited from our colonial masters. They have never repealed them. They have never changed them, like the Banking Act, which still has obnoxious sections that are not even implemented. It is therefore a very big shame that we make our innovations on the continent and destroy them and give them to others to modify them and return them in another format. And that is my submission, that Safaricom, M-Pesa should not be separated from Safaricom, but instead molded together with a Safaricom product protected by the Copyright International Innovation Act that will be a legacy for His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta and other people of Kenya, that one day history will read us, just as it reads about Adam Smith, Karl Marx, Max Weber, Socrates, Plato, Nikolai Machiavelli. Name them. All these are inventors. Why are we killing our inventors and our innovations? Those who discover things are never rewarded. Why is Africa rewarding, taking from the hardworking and rewarding the failures? Why are we bewitched? I submit.